No. No, although it appears, according to this report, there is reason why maybe you should.
Yeah, it follows concerns that some popular toys could be in short supply. The Toy Retailers Association says ongoing problems with shipping containers, lack of lorry drivers, means it's taking longer for products to arrive from overseas.
Yes, let's hear more from our business correspondent, Katie Austin.
A few people who are thinking about starting their shopping early now because of this. Sensible.
Forward planning, 6:44. So we have no windows in the studio here, but I'm understanding there is a rather lovely sunrise.
Oh, that's nice.
That's
over the
outside
docks
our
here
studio.
in Salford. Oh, and look at that.
Oh, isn't it gorgeous?
Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast with Naga Munchetty and Charlie State.
Our headlines today. Holiday.
Good morning. Saturday, the 18th of September. Our main story this morning, holiday companies say they expect a surge in bookings after the government announced rules around international travel in England were being eased.
There are concerns that scrapping PCR tests for people who are double jabbed will affect the country's ability to monitor COVID variants. Simon Jones has more. An American general has admitted that a drone strike which killed 10 innocent people in Kabul was a tragic mistake.
An aid worker and 9 members of his family, including 7 children, died in the blast. The US had initially claimed they targeted a suspected suicide bomber. Naomi Iqbal has this report.
Who are not yet vaccinated are being urged to get their COVID jab during Freshers' Week.
Dozens of universities have set up pop-up clinics and walk-in centres as the new academic year begins. Megan Patterson has this report.
Have you registered?
Hugh Merriman, what exactly are you obliged to do now these changes have come into place?
Well, if you're fully vaccinated.
Biograd Laboratory, so you're involved in PCR tests, but you have a wider interest in generally. Do you want to just pick up on that point about the change to the requirement to take a lateral flow test, not a PCR test?
And the spread of those in the UK as well. To make clear that your tests were between £19.99 and £50. But yes. I think to come back on the point that Hugh Merriman made there, that just 5% of those positive PCR tests actually did go through genome sequencing, and I don't want to put words into his mouth, but a con or it's not quite right.
Yeah, there's definitely been issues with regulation of PCR testing. So as an industry, we are really heavily regulated usually. Our medical scientists, our medics and scientists undergo huge scrutiny. And what's happened is during PCR, the initiation of PCR testing, is that
checked. Well, I mean, why was that? Is that right?
It's right. So we think for our lab it's about 8%, and actually it's to do with 8%.
Why so low?
So it's
and it's worthwhile.
Yeah, absolutely.
But again, I feel like the balance suddenly shifts back to the government, because if are they not allowing? And thank you very much for your time this morning. I think it's sometimes, and Dr. Kenny as well. Thank you for your time as well. Sometimes it's really useful just to get down to some of the detail there. So thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Got a quick glimpse of him. Owen's taking a look at the weather for us this morning. Morning, Owen.
Morning, both.
This is Breakfast with Naga Munchetty and Charlie State.
Good morning to you. Just after 7:30 now, the travel industry is preparing for a surge in demand for holidays ahead of the relaxation of travel rules for passengers in England next month.
Scientists have expressed...
University students who are not yet vaccinated are being urged to get their COVID jab during Freshers' Week. Dozens of universities across the UK are setting up pop-up clinics and walk-in centres as the new...
So those are the main stories. Mike's got the sport for us now.
Morning.
So where are you taking us?
There's no pleasing some people, you know. You know, you've got a new manager, you win 8-0, and what does your new boss say?
What does he say?
It was OK.
Oh, no, really?
But to be fair, the new head coach, the manager of England, Sarina Wiegman, the Dutch woman, had a point, because they were up against a pretty weak opposition, North Macedonia, and England had 48 shots and only scored 8.
OK.
So she's got high standards,
That's still 1 in 6.
Set the bar high.
1 in 6. It's not bad.
It was OK. But actually, it was a great night all round for the home nations. This was the start of the bids to try and get the World Cup in 2 years' time, the Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. Indeed, the goals were flying in for all home nations.
In London, of course, because there is actually a very special event taking place. Number one, there's a challenge of the open water swimming, but it's for a wonderful cause.
Yeah, swimming for 2 miles for charity, up to 2 miles just to raise money for charity, and Linford Christie and the actor Minnie Driver. They're going to be taking part as well. And Matt Graveling, our reporter, is there.
We'll find out. Do you guys want me to do it with you? I can't save you, so you might have to save me.
I can save you, yeah. I'll save Linford and you. Yeah, get in the drink, definitely.
Oh, I will
Matt.
see what happens. We've got an hour and a bit.
How can you turn down an offer to be saved by Minnie Driver? I mean, who does that? Seriously. She's ready
I'm not
to
sure.
save
These
you.
Hollywood actresses, she says she'll save me. I'm not sure. When the time comes, will she be there? Fully trained.
There you go.
all
It's
done.
job done.
Job done.
Beautiful down there at the Serpentine this morning. 18 degrees in the water, Owain.
Really?
Do you believe that?
Yeah, I mean, that's quite comfortable, I imagine.
Do you believe it really is 18 degrees?
Good morning, welcome to Breakfast with Naga Munchetty and Charlie State.
Our headlines today. Holiday.
Good morning, it's Saturday the 18th of September. Our main story this morning. Holiday companies say they expect a surge in bookings after the government announced rules around international travel in England were being eased.
But there are concerns that scrapping PCR tests for people who are double jabbed will affect the country's ability to monitor COVID variants. Simon Jones has more. These apparently for the start, doesn't it? Joining us now in the studio, professional dancers Curtis and AJ Pritchard. Good morning to you both.
Good morning. Good morning.
So, can't speculate on who's with who. Well, you can. We kind of know one, don't we?
High order. That's how we can go
Exactly.
up. That's what we always say.
Come on,
yeah.
then. Tell us the theories.
I think obviously with Dan, I think Kurt's tall at 6'3", but when I look at Dan, he may as well be
Ridiculously
8
tall.
foot.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's
Everyone's
tall
tall to you. Who's going to lead, who's going to follow. So I think it's going to be very interesting on the choreography. So yeah, it'd be good to
Going
watch.
back to that, when you say there's no boundaries, why then do they stick with the principle of height? Why don't you have a very tall man or vice versa? Why not mess with that too? You're saying, you're messing with the. Why do you stick to such a?
We're not messing when it's guy and woman. We're not messing with tradition or anything because dance is dance to music. It's just movement to music, whoever you're dancing with. But when you talk about height, say I'm 6'3" and I'm dancing with somebody that's 5 foot. If I'm in a ballroom position like this, I'm not going to be able to have my optimum position.
Silly me.
But if you were producing the show, it would be entertaining.
It would,
I'm sure
wouldn't
that
it?
would be a memory.
Funnily enough, he hasn't had the call for that to produce the programme.
There you go.
Not that I'm aware of. Anyway, what else?
The public aren't ready for it. That's what it is.
Yeah, good point. Now, let's talk about when athletes come to the Strictly table.
I love
Because
it.
we have a genuine sporting superstar in Adam Peaty, don't we? Who wins at everything, who is formidable beyond belief. Now, talk us through that dynamic of someone who is so physically capable, a winner.
Else with Katia.
Well, of course, I saw it last year with Nicola, who were brilliant until obviously the unfortunate positive COVID result. But yeah, fantastic. Can't wait to see who she gets.
Yeah,
They're very
no.
lucky, whoever gets her, because her creativity is off the scale, her imagination, the story she tries to tell.
I sent her a text last night. I was saying, whatever madness of choreography you come up with, I'm excited to see it and witness it on the sofa.
Absolutely. But she's so lovely because we still call each other partner. I think she calls all her previous partners partners. Still, like, if you send a text, it's hi partner, how's it going? Good luck tonight.
Nice.
It's just, it never leaves you.
No, it doesn't.
You've built up the excitement really, really perfectly.
Oh, no,
thank you
thank you.
so much,
Thank you very
Curtis and
much.
AJ.
Thank you.
And
Nice
if you
to
need
see
the
you.
reminder,
Weird.
are you staying there? 7:45 on BBC One and BBC iPlayer. We found the new position for the sports presenter.
There you go.
Just
Perfect.
like
I
that.
can just
Absolutely
pop
perfect.
down and pop up again. Can't I?
Freaky. Headlines coming up. Our main story is that holiday companies say they expect a surge in bookings after the government announced rules that around international travel in England are being eased.
But there are concerns that scrapping PCR tests for people who are double jabbed will affect the country. It up.
I agree. So I
Save
think
the spider
actually,
web is what I'm saying.
Upon reflection, let's leave it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love the spider as a penchant for a camera lens as well.
Too right. Loves the attention.
Loves the attention. Absolutely.
But you look a little bit worn out, but well done. And you in a swimsuit first thing in the morning, I don't think it's put too many people off.
There you go. I'm going to put that on my Twitter bio.
Did you enjoy that, Charlie?
Yeah, it was terrific. And good on you. Good on you for giving it a go. Can you leave us with the final shot? Can your camera just look out across the Serpentine for us?
Of course, of course. There you go. Look at these swimmers going past now. Fantastic effort Well done, everybody. Almost there.
The new series will see the first all-male partnership.
Last year, Olympic champion boxer Nicola Adams made history by becoming one half of the first female pairing on the show.
So we're joined now by Jackie Logan, who is co-founder of the Pink Jukebox